Hi there. I'm very excited this morning. On my way to meet with Mr. Roberto. He's going to share his experiences as a first-time home buyer, and we will see how this come out. Hi there, and like I already announced to you guys, we're meeting with Roberto.
Hello, how are you guys?
Yeah, he's going to share some of his impressions, experiences as a homeowner in Edmonton, Alberta, and we'll start with a short interview.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you tell us a little bit of you, about your family? Would you feel that you can share with us? How many you guys are here?
Yeah, for sure. So I am happily married. I've been married for the last 11 years. We have a nice family, 3 girls, and my mother-in-law also lives here with us. We sponsor her to be here, and she also lives with us. And yeah, we have been living in this house for the past 12, 13 years.
Wow!
Something
So
like that.
family was growing inside the house.
Yeah, we bought the house.
How many were you at that time?
2.
You were just 2.
Yeah.
So the plan was to really to get a place to grow.
So the plan was, and we'll see what happens, but we thought about buying, instead of going the typical route of doing like the starter home, a small home, and then start growing up that home, we went to the biggest that we could buy and the biggest that we could afford
At that time.
at the time. We wanted a bungalow, so that automatically that just brought us to older homes or homes that were just out of reach. We like this house because of the land and because it's a bungalow, 1 level. That's it, no stairs.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So, what's that initially motivated you to buy a home in Edmonton? Was the family gathering, the investment,
It's a little bit of the investment, and then just hating rent. I hate,
no more rent?
No more rent. I hate paying rent.
You feel like wasting your money?
I feel that I'm just wasting money, that I'm just throwing money away to somebody that is gonna profit from my money.
So you're paying their property.
Exactly. So that's something that I have never liked. I hate paying rent. So that's like the first motivation. Now, I get people when they say like, no, renting is better than owing, because if something happens, then the owner of the property is the one that will take care of everything. I get that, but at the same time, having your own place is irreplaceable. Like, you can do whatever you want to your place.
2012.
2000, no, actually we bought it because we bought it before even getting married.
Okay.
So I bought it in 2000, October 2012, I think.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
That was after that famous bubble and market crackdown.
Yeah, our case was very particular. We were dating. I had already proposed to Ariana, so I knew that we were gonna have a life together, and we were already living together, and then we were still students.
You were students at that time.
She was a student. I was already working, but we were not even PRs.
Yeah, that happened to me as well.
Yes.
You were on work permits.
Yes.
Amazing.
So it was a full hustle. I don't know how, to be honest, I don't know how we got the mortgage, but we got it.
You got it. And you were like in a full-time job. She was a part-time?
I was in a full-time job. She was in a part-time, and she was still studying. We didn't have debts.
Very important, no debt.
No debt.
Nah,
It's
at that time
important.
you didn't have any
No.
debt. Okay, that's important.
So yeah.
And your credit scores were okay?
My credit score was okay for being full time. Like it was an okay. And then I think that something that shocked me at the time, it still shocks me today, and that I would tell people when somebody comes to me and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy," I always tell them the same: go to your bank, check how much they can lend you, and then trust half of what they tell you.
Oh, half?
It's what? It's impressive. When we did like all the mortgage, we went to the bank. You ask how much would you lend us? I remember this. They could lend us $500,000
At that time.
at that time, 500,000. Okay, and I remember thinking like, holy crap, I can have a $500,000 house. Okay.
Yes.
And then we start looking and looking and looking. And I was with the idea of like, because we were thinking this is going to be our forever home. We'll buy one home and that's it. So we were looking big. Okay. And then one
Brand
day.
new homes.
No, always.
In the second-hand market?
Yeah, second-hand market, because we wanted a bungalow. Okay. So.
You wanted the only one.
The only one. So at the time, 13 years ago or whatever, what I wanted was a house with 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
An attached garage, double attached garage. That was okay. Big kitchen, and a bungalow. That's kind of what I wanted. Okay. At the time, new houses, double, 2 levels with an attached garage, started at around 550.
So you were in the the limit in in the top.
So, but there were smaller houses, 2 levels. Okay,
smaller park, the land, the lots.
Yes, smaller. So one thing that happened is that one day in the middle of the night, like thinking about the mortgage and everything, I thought, if I buy a $500,000 home, how much is gonna be my monthly payment? And when I did that math, we couldn't afford it.
Okay, they said yes to you.
They said yes,
but you couldn't.
No, we could, but then we would have been so bad, in such a bad position financially.
Yeah, but when you use the stress calculator, then you put like taxes, utilities, and that you maybe had that you didn't have any, but you didn't put maybe scholarships or all the things that make your life, maybe supporting relative or something that could be your day to day. So it means that no more life. That was the house and zero.
Exactly. It was the house and nothing else. Nothing. So then I thought like, okay, they have $1 million house. It's not gonna happen.
So your stress test is harder than the banks.
Oh yeah.
Tougher.
It was tougher. Yeah, because then I thought like, what if I need something? Like
more realistic.
Yeah. Okay. So then I started like really cranking up numbers, and I put myself my own limit. At the time, 350,000.
Okay.
That was
quite a house.
It was. Yeah. And this house checked all the marks.
How do you find the house? The right place? Was it a long process? Did you go through a lot of homes, or
we went through quite a bit of homes.
Do you remember how many did you visit?
Maybe 15, 20. So it was
makes sense to me.
It was I think that it was a good amount of homes. I think that we were set on certain things. There were some things. I think that when you are on this route, you really need to think about what you want and what you're going to be willing to sacrifice. There's no perfect home.
You believe that?
I believe that. There is no perfect home.
Neither for you or your wife. It's not like you, oh, this is the place. I feel it.
I love my house. Don't get me wrong. I love
But
this
because
house.
you made it your home today.
Oh yeah. What I'm saying is that even if you build a home with all the specifications that you want and that you like, once it's all done, there's gonna be things that you are gonna say like, I miss this. I wish I knew this. I wish I have this. I, always, I think about it.
Happens the same to your wife?
Yeah,
You will
kinda.
say?
Like,
Isn't it something inside yourself? Because I know
maybe
you.
it's
Isn't maybe your passion carpentry? And then you're always
nah,
like
yeah. I'm
looking,
always like, yeah, like,
thinking or looking for opportunities
yeah,
to
like
improve it.
I would do this, and yeah, maybe. But I have like people that have bought or built their own houses.
Okay.
And then with time, they're like, I wish I would have done this.
Okay.
I wish I would have done. Like, the house is good. Like, you know, like you like your house and everything. But I think that if you are like, if you're set with a list of things and you want the 100% of those things, that's when I'm saying there's no perfect home. There's things that you have to be willing to sacrifice.
Okay. So
Okay.
you can't check all the 100 boxes.
Yeah.
There will be some that will be.
There's gonna be some that you're gonna be like, okay, I can live without this, but I cannot live without this. So, for example, you just said it. I love woodworking, and since the beginning, I knew that I wanted a space to work, to do my woodworking and everything. So I needed a double car garage. I knew that I needed that because I wanted that space.
Yours is a little bit bigger.
Mine, it's how do they call it?
Extended or
An extended double size or something like that. So it's bigger on that sense. Yeah.
I really like it.
So we saw houses that we liked, and they didn't have the garage.
Okay. So for you was a no-no.
It was a no because I knew that I needed that space.
Okay.
I also love cooking, so a big kitchen was also a
Must.
Okay.
What did you sacrifice? Compromise?
We sacrifice, let's say, a newer home.
Okay.
So this home, it's 1972.
Oh, quite recent for a bungalow.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when we were looking, Ariana wanted something in the 1980s, 1990s.
Okay.
So a little bit more recent. She wanted like a newer home.
Yeah.
Which might have had less complications, less things. You have to, like, bones and structure of a house, they're there. And if there are good bones and good structure, the house is going to be good.
Yes.
But we're still talking about a 50-year-old house. So, just like everything, details are going to start emerging little by little, appearing. This and this and this, you know. So Ariana wanted something a little bit newer to try to avoid some of these things.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
Yeah.
And about the neighborhood, what were you looking? Mature neighborhood, just close to your job? No.
So at the time, yeah, we were looking more closer to my job at Nate. So we knew that we didn't want to go to the south side. Too crowded.
Okay.
And then the houses there are way newer, and they are 2 stories, a smaller land. So we didn't want that. So then automatically we started looking more to the north side. Even with all its challenges and problems, I love the north side. I truly love, like, the
closer
north side.
To downtown.
It's closer to downtown. So this area, so we're in Castle Downs. This area particularly, I liked it because since 12 years, 13 years ago, whatever, they started projecting the train.
Okay.
Okay, so
The LRT.
the LRT. It's still in the plans, but it's gonna be a reality. So the LRT is gonna be like being built a couple blocks from here. There's gonna be an LRT station by the YMCA, which is you can walk to the YMCA. So this I kind of saw it a little bit as an investment, and knowing that the area could grow, the investment could grow because of these connections with the LRT. I mean, at the end of the day, again, because we thought about these being a forever home, I thought my kids will grow at some point. We like the LRT is gonna be good for them because then they can just walk somewhere, and then we're gonna be connected. I am extremely handy. I do everything by myself.
Okay.
If you Google jack of all trades, that's me.
You really enjoy that.
I enjoy it.
So that's why you were not afraid of the old home, because you felt like you were
I
capable.
felt that I was capable, and I have learned so much in this home. So many things. I have cried on this home because of stupid things that I have done, and I have learned, and I'm happy about my decisions. But if you're not a handy person, it's gonna cost you a lot to bring these homes, older homes, to whatever you want.
To keep them alive, right?
Well, to keep them alive and just to bring them to kind of like the present. So, for example, this home, I've been investing on it, just bringing it to like more of present times,
Updating
it. It has brand new windows, triple pane. It has solar panels now. Insulation in the attic is now R50. All around the house, it's insulated as well. I built the basement. So,
and you put a lot of labor in some of these.
I mean, the windows and the solar panels, it's something that I wasn't really comfortable doing. And I mean, the solar panels, you have to hire somebody. The windows, I think that I could have done it, but to be honest, it's a hustle. It's something. And the windows needed to be replaced. We just finished replacing it like a month ago. But for example,
and that's a life changing.
Oh, well, I mean, it's just this investment. It's an investment. But for example, the insulation upstairs in the attic, it's something that anybody can do. It's a pain. It's horrible. It's horrible to be in the attic. I hated every minute of being upstairs in the attic, but you can feel the change.
Yeah.
And the house now is rated like a 2024 house. Like the amount of energy that the house consumes, it's something as modern house.
So you already notice it.
Oh yeah.
In your power bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
not because of the solar panels themselves, but
no, the insulation. Oh my god! Like you go to houses in the summer, and they are like burning hot. They are like stoves inside. This house, it's so fresh in the summer, so fresh, and that's just insulation.
Good. So you're giving a lot of tips to the people about what's like going on with the houses. About you got to check about the energy. You got to check about the maintenance. And yes,
I think that this is my point of view, of course. And everybody has their boxes that they want to check. For me nowadays, and at this time, one of the most important things for my house and for houses, I think, is this energy efficiency. And of course, that the houses have good bones. But the energy efficiency part, I think that it's key on these present times. So, like I've I didn't think too much when with the solar panels. I didn't think too much, and it's a huge investment. And I didn't think too much about the windows because it's another huge investment. And I changed the water tank to waterless to tankless. And I put the heat exchanger. So again, and all these things are towards making it more energy efficient. On the other hand, for example, I know that my kitchen is totally outdated. Okay. And I know that. I know that one of like the bathrooms, it's totally outdated. I need to, like to remodel it. Those are huge checks.
But that doesn't have an impact on your like day to day and budget, and that doesn't have any. You can already, with the money you're saving in your power bills, for example, help to finance some other.
Exactly. But I am so proud of like now, like this energy efficiency part on my house.
That you brought your 50-year-old home up to
Exactly.
2024 standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite something. Yep.
So yes, I know the bathroom needs an update. I know that the kitchen needs an update. I know that there's problems here and there with the house, but I am so proud of the investment that I have done just so that my power bill is lower and that I can save money there month after month. I think that those, on my point of view, I think that those are better investments than to have renew the kitchen.
Maybe all of this is possible because you had a very well thought plan in the beginning of not maxing up your debt, your monthly payments on the house, and they left some room in your budget to grow, to keep it updated, and to get three kids.
Exactly. So
that's another thing, right? Yeah. That's very interesting. So when you were moving, were there some things that you felt like surprises, like something that you were not expecting as you were entering into the process, or you feel that you were well informed, educated by your agent? Do you have a representative? Do you have a contract, or you were just like by yourself?
No, we found this real estate agent. To be honest, we didn't look too much for a real estate agent. We this guy, we found him because one day we were looking at a house. We went to an open house. He was there. We started talking, and he asked us, "Do you have a real estate agent?" And we said no. And he's like, "Well, here's my card. If you want, you can call me." And we call him. I always tell these to. So with real estate agents, there's always like this comment. So like people talking, saying like, "Oh no, be careful with real estate agents because they will push the houses that they want to sell." Okay, because they might have like this house, and they'll push you that house. So it's the house that they want to sell, not the house that you want to buy.
Yeah, that's totally against the ethics code and all the rules and bylaws. Maybe that's something that was built in people's mindsets.
Maybe,
identifying like those salespersons what shouldn't be. Shouldn't be like that. The board and the industry fights against that mindset, trying to deliver confidence and and behaving the right way, because your agent should be delivering utmost, right? Loyalty should be your defending your interest. But I understand that you're afraid that maybe that's not happening, and then you didn't find the right person. I understand that feeling.
At the same time, I mean, it was kind of like our first house. We had like basically no idea. Anyways,
was this guy able to accommodate those fears? And
Yes, I mean,
That's good.
so this guy like would just send us listings, and then we would look at them, and then we would tell him like, okay, we want to see this one, this one, this one. He would then do the meetings or like the showings, okay, and then we would talk to him, and he would tell us like, do you like it? Do you don't like it? And I think that he also kind of like mentioned this part, like you need to be able to kind of like know what things to sacrifice. So yeah, we kind of learned.
So he
there.
wasn't pushy at all.
No, which is great. I always
100%.
tell people.
So he already helped you to drain, to get rid of that
Yeah,
pre-concept,
yeah. Again,
mindset that
these guys like, I can show you an apartment if you want to see it. Like I don't care. He show us again so many houses. And then when we got to this house, he actually told us, and the initial offer was lower than the asking price, and he told us, I think that the price of the house, it's a little bit high. I think that you can get it for less money. So the initial offer was less, but I can't remember, maybe 320 or 315, something like that. And he's like, I think that this is kind
is
of like,
that fair?
yeah. The sellers, they came back and they said no, 350. And then there was another couple which also put an offer.
So you entered some sort of like
There was a little
war.
bit of a bidding war. So this guy then came to us and told us like, I can make another offer. And he told us, I think that 325, that's it. I wouldn't go more than that.
Okay.
Okay, so he told us that. So we did that offer, 325. Sellers, they came back and they said like, no, 350. He told us like, now this is your decision. 350, it's okay, but I think that it's on a higher scope. But whatever you want to do, I'll do. We really liked the house and we really saw potential. We really liked the house, and we told him like, okay, just write the full offer, and he did. But again, in all honesty, he told us I think that it's a little bit high at the time.
So he was hoping to keep looking for some
Yes.
other places.
Oh yeah.
He was not in a hurry. I want to close this deal now.
No. His advice,
even though he knew you were willing to do.
Yeah. His advice was maybe like, don't, like, I think it's high and we can find something else. But we really like the house. We really liked it. So
great professional and talk well about the industry.
Yeah. And again, I felt confident and I trusted him, and yeah, I felt good with him.
Very, very, very good experience that you have, and thanks for sharing it. Okay, so and about your house, what's the garage? That's your top place, right? That's the feature that you like the most, or one of them. Is there any other thing that you like? Your backyard is like you like that you're not in the main road, for example.
That's something, yeah. So especially with a growing family with the 3 kids, I really like being in this cul-de-sac. My kids now in the summer, they can go out and be riding the bike, and people are not like driving like crazy because it's not a main road.
At all.
So it's nice. I can be out there kind of checking, and then when cars come, we can just yell car, and the kids know now they have to move. Car slows down. So again, there's like that peace of mind.
And what about the young couple blending with the mature neighborhood? Was the neighborhood already like evolving the same direction? Is like still younger people moving in?
Well, there's for sure a new generation of people coming, younger people, but it's being a little bit of it's being slower than what we thought.
You thought it was going to be faster.
I thought that it was going to be faster, and it's unfortunate. with mature neighborhoods, there is mature people, and they have their ways of thinking, and sometimes you clash with.
So you're a little bit like some noise to their lives.
Well,
it's like schools, and do you find yourself well served around the area?
Yes, although like I think that those were things that we didn't think at the time. Schools is something that we never thought about it until basically Anna, my oldest, went to school, and
until you need it.
Yeah, that's when we started like thinking is these the best area? Are these like good schools? Are they not good schools? Like, how can so? I don't know. Like the service is there because there's schools everywhere.
Did you need to drive across the city to find a place you wanted?
No. The school is 5 minutes from here.
So
it's a French immersion school, Catholic. We put her on Catholic, but I don't know. There are older schools. I don't know. Like these new neighborhoods, of course, they have like these bling bling, beautiful schools. And you see them and you're like, I wish my kids were there, but I don't know. Education is education, I think.
I live in an older neighborhood and we have a brand new school.
Yeah.
Because they just rebuilt it. So maybe it's a matter of time that they might rebuild yours.
Well, I mean, right now, of course, they're in an elementary, but here by the YMCA, they're building a brand new Catholic school. It's high school, I think.
So you foresee it becoming the path for your kids?
That's going to be the path. We are looking at the plans because they want to redo all the YMCA with that huge area and park and everything. And there's plans to. So the school that they're building right now, it's Catholic, but they're thinking, or the plan is that on the other side of the YMCA, they're going to build a public high school. So there's going to be 2 high schools there, in theory, with the LRT and all that area renew. So I mean, they're thinking about it. And I'm by the Walmart here in Albany. There's a huge lot, and it's vacant right now. And apparently, that's also property of the Catholic school board. So they're gonna build, or the idea is to build schools there or another school. So I mean, there's like, I think that it's still a nice area.
And your kids are young enough to give them time to finish.
Exactly. We'll give them time.
You have time. The house, when you bought it, you were both employees, right?
Yes.
You didn't have a business. And it happens that you both are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You started a home business.
Yes.
That is now becoming your main.
It's the main
occupation. Yeah. And then was the house was part of that. Enabled you, right? Gave you the possibility.
Yeah, so we were kind of fortunate, and so we bought the house. The main floor, of course, it's built, everything's done. The basement was at the time 4 concrete walls. Nothing.
Okay.
It was a dungeon. You go down and there was nothing. So I mean, families live in apartment buildings, like my thought was that this area, the main floor, was a little bit crowded, with the 3 rooms and then girls and everybody like living here. So because the basement was undeveloped, I was able to do whatever I wanted. So my thought and my idea was to make the basement a little bit more open concept, a kind of like a bigger area.
Like a family room?
Like a big family room. So I have downstairs, I have 2 rooms, a bathroom, a den, and a pantry, and this family room.
Yeah, it's a bungalow basement.
Those
so big.
Are the pros about having a bungalow upstairs. then the space transferred downstairs. Okay, so it's two huge spaces. So I was able to build again two rooms, a full bathroom, the mechanical room, which is basically another pantry, a pantry itself. They have the den and then this family room and the laundry room. And the laundry room, it's also big. It's not like these closets. It's a room.
So it can become like a sewing room or like hobbies room, or
yeah.
you can do a
So
lot of things.
you can do things. So with that being said, our business it's balloons.
Mm-hmm.
And these things, they take so much space. So much space. So it's a blessing in disguise that I made this kind of like family room and kind of like a little bit more of an open concept instead of crowding it downstairs, because now we have this space to work. And like when we have big orders, that basement just, it's covered full with blown balloons. So it has worked very good. I don't know what the future holds to with this business. It's starting to get to the point in which the business it's outgrowing these basements.
It's not fitting in these walls anymore sometimes.
The thing is that because of how we design everything, so we thought about having the toys room downstairs and girls downstairs, so that upstairs it would be a little bit more free. So now whenever we have the balloons and everything and the girls down, it just becomes because you're in your house and at the same time you're in your business.
Yeah, but it's a good problem, right? The business is growing, kids are growing, so both are great things, right?
It's a great problem to have. And I mean, so again, what we're thinking now is that maybe the business has to, we have to move the business out at some point, and then the basement will come back to us, to what we designed it for.
Well, in the comments, we will see the link to BoomBalloon.
Oh, yeah.
And Mr. BoomBalloon, you have your social media, right?
Yes, it's Mr. BoomBalloon, and my wife and like the business, it's BoomBalloon.ca.
Great.
Instagram, you can check.
Yeah, I will put the links. So I think we already, you self-interviewed yourself. So, I really appreciate this first release, and we will keep keeping you with more interviews. We will have more deliveries, and see you in the next one. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Gracias.